All right, welcome back. We are now in year four, I believe 2022 in this simulation. Okay, so looking at our year ahead report, we can see here that we're actually 15 million ahead of them, which is surprising. That's actually a first that I've actually been ahead of them across multiple simulations. So I don't know what I did. Well, the previous videos show what I did, but yeah, for some reason it worked this time. And yeah, 15 million ahead in revenue, 2 million ahead in gross margin. They're still beating us in marketing contribution from this year by about 7 million. And total marketing contribution, yeah, they're still blowing us out of the water, but they had the two products from the get-go. So further product range expansion this year, we are given the permission to extend the MP3 player range up to a maximum of 3 products now. So we're given the option to launch a third product if need be. This is probably more so for multiplayer mode. In this year, you can now launch the remaining product, the sports segment, as that's not available in single player. I recommend just keeping the one standard and one youth. But if you're in multiplayer, I would recommend bringing in the sports segment. Having one of each product is really good. So that's what I would recommend. But as I'm in single player and don't have access to multiplayer, I will not be able to help make decisions for the sports segment. But the player's manual, quick start guide, and all of these reports will have stuff based on the sports segment as well in multiplayer. So be sure to read those. So again, probably just it goes over the exact same thing as it did in last year per the second product, just this time for the third. And again, just keep reviewing stuff. So looking at our key reports, our cost of goods sold were pretty high, which is why the gross margin is a lot closer. We spent almost 15 million more than them, so we could have been 15 million more ahead. Inventory holding cost, again, ours are pretty high compared to theirs, but we also had the disposal loss to improve our standard, so that's normal, but we have to reduce this number. So contribution for marketing, again, we're still about 2 million ahead. If we move into product marketing, we are spending 6 million more in our marketing plan, which again it's hurting and helping. It's helping us and hurting us. So it depends on, if you find that nice perfect figure in the middle, it'll be again perfect. But if you're spending too much, it could hurt you. But if you're not spending enough, it could hurt you. Salesforce, market research studies we did, buying and product development projects, bringing in our Sapphire model and improving and reducing the cost on our standard model cost us 3 million. So that's where these numbers are coming from. Our marketing contribution again is sitting at rounded up 20 million, so it's slowly increasing but keeping on par, while our TMC and our sales have been going up each year. So yeah, there's our industry benchmark report, market information. Again, just going over that stuff. Read that every year. Here's some product details. No one's been losing any sales. Again, we only sold 500,000 in Sapphire because the awareness for it is down, as well as distribution compared to that. So if you want a bigger number here, which again increases your sales, you will want to increase your awareness and distribution as well. Product specs are pretty high for it, so don't worry about that too much. Product contribution, like I said earlier, it will list both. So now Sapphire is going beside it. I think we may have ordered too many units. I think that's what also hurt us. We ended up actually only ordering 1.28. Closing inventory was like 700,000. So I guess for this year we won't have to order as many, but I think at that point we ordered a little too much. So again, just going through all these numbers on how. So yeah, our turns out our Sapphire actually ended up costing us 5 million. So that could have been at 25 million, but if that even just broke even. But our standard one is now at 34 million. Last year was at 28. So that's been a really good product. Again, don't be alarmed if you're seeing a number here in brackets and it looks like it's costing you. It is a new product. It will take a little while for the advertising to start picking up for it. It is real. It's not like you just change the number and boom, it's going to be the best thing. It's branding. It's going to take a little while for it to get there. Moving on to the budgeted expenditure report. Yeah. So yeah, it turns out we're actually owing 4.2 million, so we won't be able to spend too much. But what I am planning is bringing down our advertising and sales promotions, so that should even that out, and we might even have $2 million to spend, at least on my numbers. Again, watch that. If you're starting to see brackets in your budget, that's not good. That means you can't spend money. So like it's a $7 million gap between these two numbers. But again, we launched a new product and had to do all that stuff. Our perceptual map, the EWS audio is like right on the square, so that's good for them. But we're sitting over here, so again, looking like we should respec, maybe not this year, but next year to move even closer. And in terms of the youth one, we're pretty good on tech specs. We're about level with them, but they have a higher style, which is a lot closer to the youth. So some work to do, but again, not the biggest issue. You can move on from there. So the multi-firm marketing, this will show, again, I didn't mention this last year, but it will show everybody. But if you're looking at EWS, slowly dropped, evened out, and then they had a huge drop while we went up, evened out, and we've slightly gone up. So it looks like we're starting to catch them, which is good. Again, specific numbers down there for each year. Moving on to the multi-firm total marketing contribution. They've been slowly going up, right now peaking at about the 130 million mark, while we're sitting here at the 71 million. Yeah. Again, specific numbers down in there. Here are our current decisions, since we haven't made any new ones, and previous decisions from last year. So what we did, and I think yeah, you can only view the last year. So market research, again, the same 5 are always available, and now it's just added in the previous years, so you can click that and view any market research you purchased in that previous year. Again, I don't think we purchased any, so we aren't able. But if we go to 2019, we can go in and still see that one we bought from 2-3 years ago. So looking at our Sonic, I think everything here is still fine, since that's making us like a large amount of money. Let's put that up to 2 million, or 2 units off of 2 million, as it wants to adjust to. Advertising, we're going to lower you to 4 million. That should, yeah, okay, so that's giving us 2 million more in budget. I'm thinking now, since this has kind of been going for quite a bit, we're just going to even it out, go 25 in all 4. So $1 million in each. Sales promotion, we're sitting at 8 million here. We're going to lower that to 4 million. And again, you can go into key reports, market information, and go in and adjust these according to what life cycle that product's in. I'm just going to be keeping these the same. I know it's going to hurt my end number going into each year, but just for purposes of me not spoiling on exactly how it works, you're going to have to read the player's manual, specifically in chapter 2. It tells you exactly how to calculate, how to do all these percentages. So again, I'm just going to be keeping it like the base numbers that I chose for each year, and not adjust to give any hints away. So we're going to apply there, and now we have 1.76 million, so we're cutting off our budget a bit. And again, product development, we can drop the product, make all these changes again. So here's our Sapphire, our youth model. I think that's looking good, and I think, yeah, we're definitely going to be lowering this. I'm thinking to 950,000, less than a million, and we're going to only be ordering just under 200,000. Because yeah, we definitely overshot it, and we paid a lot more money than we had to. Advertising is looking good at 40. Let's lower you to 40. We're going to lower you to 20, and yeah, we'll put those ones at 40. We'll apply that sales promotion again. We're looking good there at the 4 million. Keeping those numbers to not give anything away. And again, here, product development, what I'm thinking is, what will that, 1.4 million. We're not doing that this year. Hopefully we can sell a bit more and do that the next year. But yeah, I'm not looking to spend 1.4 million or almost 1.5 million just to do that. Again, here's the new launch new product one. Name it whatever you want. Standard youth, or if you're multiplayer, this is where I would add in your sports segment, since we have that option this year. Or if you did sports last year, add in the youth. Forecasting results. Project selected. Okay, I know. Again, these seem to be positive numbers, which is good. And we're going to now roll over. I'll see you guys in the 5th year, which would be 2023.